welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, it's mid-September, but it's going to be an unusually warm day for us here in Zone 5B, Southern Ontario today. It's going to be 28 degrees Celsius, which is about 82 Fahrenheit. So I thought this was the perfect day to get into my garden and do something that I like to do every fall, and that's collect seeds. Now, about a week ago, I was collecting vegetable seeds from my garden for next year, but today I want to focus on collecting flower seeds. Now, flowers are an important part of any garden. First of all, they're beautiful, and we shouldn't underestimate how much that beauty affects us on a day-to-day basis. But also, flowers bring pollinators into our gardens, and those pollinators make a huge difference into what sort of crop you're going to get from your vegetables. So I like to have a nice variety of flowers around my property to bring in a nice diverse mix of pollinators. And so for that reason, I plant zinnias, marigolds, petunias, portulacas. I have flowering shrubs. I have ground covers. I have all sorts of things. And when you start buying annuals, which are the plants that only grow for one season and then die again, it can get kind of pricey when you've got, entire flats of bedding plants at the nursery. And just like everything, the prices are going up. So when I can, I like to collect seeds from the plants that are easy to grow from my own seeds. And that's just one less thing I have to buy in the spring. And I have more control over how many I have and what kinds I have. So let's get started. At the front by the gate here, I have cosmos growing and morning glories climbing up. Now, the cosmos actually seeded themselves last year, so while I'm going to collect a few seeds, for the most part they're just kind of grow. And actually the morning glories did too. I'm not sure that I even planted them. Just like with the vegetable seeds, where you're always looking for the dark brown pods, for harvesting flower seeds, you're also going to look for anything that has bloomed and then has turned brown and died back. So here's a flower, used to be beautiful and yellow like this, has completely dried up. Now, the leaves are not where the seeds are. The seeds are actually in here, in the pod. And if we open them up, these black and white, these are the seeds. They're black and white, they're long and skinny, and you can see how many you get from just one flower. So I'm going to harvest some of these yellow marigold seeds because I really liked the color and the size of this plant. It was really nice and small. Now, the same rules apply with flowers as with vegetables. There will be some cross-pollination, and in my garden I do have some orange marigolds and some large marigolds, but it's not as important to me to keep things pure in the flower garden as it is in the vegetable garden, so I don't mind if there's a bit of cross-pollination and some new plants. It could be that these aren't cross-pollinated because there are so many flowers for the pollinators to, take the pollen from. They might not have gone to the other plant. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to harvest some marigold seeds. Zinnias are another plant that's easy to collect the seeds from. You're going to look for any of the flowers that are brown, have bloomed and died back. And for zinnias, the seeds are under here. So if I pull this up, hopefully you can see that the seeds are sort of at the end of these little spikes. You can see the little seeds right here. They're like little diamond-shaped seeds. And so into my little bag they go. I don't mind that there's a bit of extra stuff in here. Oh, it looks like I'm planting zinnia seeds in this pot. They'll probably grow next year because it doesn't really matter. I'll try and get some of the extra stems and that out, but they can all be planted next year. As I mentioned, the cosmos basically seed themselves here every year, but if I want to move them to another part of the garden, I want to collect a few of the seeds. Now, I particularly like this dark purple cosmos, so I want to find a bloom that has already dried up, but on this same stem. Oh, the morning glories are all over the place. Let's see if I can find one that has dried on this stem. Here's one. Now this is on the same stem as the dark purple, so I'm going to collect the seeds from this. I'd like to harvest some of my morning glory seeds, but they're not ready yet. The plants grew a bit later this year. Now I can show down here where the flowers have bloomed. This at the base is what will become the seed. And I have some down here that are developing. You can see they're turning into this white knob. There used to be a flower on here, but it's not ready yet. It's still white, not ready yet to be picked. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer to harvest morning glory seeds. Another favorite flower of mine in my garden, they're called gazania. And they are so bright and sunny. I call them sunshine flowers because the flowers only open in sun. But they have beautiful colors. Now if you look closely, you can see right here that they've already self-seeded. But unfortunately, gazanias are not perennials. They will not survive the cold Canadian winter. So those new plants won't survive. I need to collect seeds from these in order to grow them again for next year. Here's a nice brown one that is completely dry. Open it up. And you can see all the seeds here. Not these brown things, but these little seeds. They look a lot like small marigold seeds. For petunia seeds, you have to look for the pod that has formed where the flowers used to be. So here's where a flower was. You can actually take the old flower out. Oops, didn't mean to pick that off. But this is where the seed pod will develop. But you're looking for brown seed pods. So here we go. Way down here, see these brown pods? I'm going to pick them. Oop. And it's inside these dried pods that you will find the seeds if there's any left. You can see in this sort of alien looking pod, and you break it open. Oops, I don't want to lose them. They also have little seeds, like little round balls. And there we go. Petunia seeds. There's a little bit of dirt there. You can see them all. This is my Rose of Sharon. It's also setting seeds. You can see there's some flowers, but these hard ones are seed pods. Now I don't think they're ready yet. Let me just open them. No. The seeds inside will be black when they're ready. You can see they're still just green. But you can also harvest and grow Rose of Sharon bushes from seed. So I'm done flower seed collecting for today. I've got marigolds and zinnias, portulacas, petunias, and gazanias, and In a little while I'll come back and get my lavender and the rose of Sharon that weren't quite ready, and a few other flowers. So you can see how easy it is to collect seeds from your flowers and have a beautiful garden all ready to go for next year. Bye for now.